Great, good. Great, good. We'll do a little bit of a warm-up, but we'll mostly focus on the show tonight, but we will just do a little brief warm-up. Okay. Great. All you smash.
Only guys smash.
Great. Just find a spot and let the body parts come down. And slowly letting the feet find the ground. Let's keep releasing through the arms. And roll the front to the back. So. Yeah, and open up the sides. Very good. And it's a rotation. Keeping the feet grounded. And the knees soft. Good. And taking it straight as well, way through the spine. And then just a few minutes, just rolling any direction. Let the wave just mobilize through the body. Keep the same motion going. Just play with gently or gradually widening the stance. So just letting the feet come a little bit wider each time. Keep it kind of mobilizing when you feel free enough in the position to really kind of fully mobilize the body. So don't go wide enough where you feel like the body starts to kind of freeze up. Just a little bit wider, probably about a width and a half. The body, that kind of natural stance. Just so you can kind of mobilize freely, especially the knees, the hips. Great. And then we'll just do one in this position just to release the arms. Keep the arms in this position and just let them release just to the inside of the thigh as it comes down. A little bit like you want to scrape the ground with the fingertips, but don't take it too low in this case. Just release the arms, gauge the legs, drop the weight. Again, just feel nice and comfortable with the hips and the knees being able to release weight. Good. Good. Okay, nice. Good. We're just going to a really short foundation training set. It's just 3 moves, but we're just going to start with some breath work. So keep that wide stance. The position I want you to just take, which is just on the lower rib cage. Here, just right to the base of the rib cage, right to the floating ribs. And just think about nice deep breath in. We're using a little bit of pressure here to just expand and open the space. And then as you breathe out, just keep the feeling that that kind of stays full. Just right until the end of the breath. So try and maintain the expansion of the rib cage all the way through the exhalation, or as long as you can through the exhalation, basically. It is going to deflate towards the end of the breath, naturally, but try and keep that space nice and wide. And as you're doing the in-breath, start to think about spreading the elbows, spreading the shoulders wide, spreading the back nice and wide. And then again, as you breathe out, just think about maintaining that space, taking all that room up and then keeping it basically as long as you can. Now, as you do, just think about gently pulling the chin back and drawing the back of the head, the crown of the head up as you do it. So, especially as you breathe in, think about gently pulling the body long. And as you breathe out, think about gently kind of lowering the tailbone down or sinking the tailbone. You're not going to actually pull it down, but just think about the length through the lower spine, tailbone. Breathing in, creating space, up and then breathing out. Letting the weight settle naturally. And just a few more in this space. The last one, just feel the feet and just play with the outside edge of the feet, really kind of pressing it. So if you imagine the hip bone or the hip crease, pressing towards the outside of the foot. So as you breathe in, nice and full, just feel that space between the 2 feet, especially now the edge of the foot, nice and full. Keeping a gentle kind of a little bit of a pressure out. You can gently try and spread the ground. Just a couple more here. Great. One more deep breath. Great. And then we're going to go into poses. So there's just 3: the founder, a gorilla pose, and a windmill. Okay, so we'll do a couple of repetitions of them, but just start with the founder one, which is really just focusing on the hip hinge and just reaching out. And we'll do about 10, nice and dynamic, pulling in and out. And keep the breath nice and big as you do it as well. So you can play with breathing in as you go into the pose, breathing out, and pull back to center. So the hips go back, knees release, spine stays long, top of the head stays long, chin stays tucked a little bit, chest, shoulders stay wide. Be pressing into the fingertips as you reach up. And just a few more. And on the last one here, just holding it around about 10 seconds, a couple of deep breaths. Hold it. Don't stretch out too far, just get comfortable in it. Nice big deep breaths. And then release it, coming up. Keep the same width in the feet, just allow the feet to just gently out turn. And then we're going to go down into a squat. So just play with hinging back, coming down and just playing in this position. And then just play with a few reaching back up to the ground. So hips go back, drop lower the body, reach out. So it's similar pose, but you're now going into a squat, a little bit deeper. Around about 90 degrees with the legs. No, not any deeper really. So just about a 90-degree hinge in the back of the leg. And again, play with the breath nice and big. And again, really trying to keep the spine long, keep the shin tucked. Keep the crown of the head reaching towards the sky, the ceiling. Great, and then what we're going to do in this one is just reach into that position. Let the hands just float off the floor. So you've got that sphere just above the floor. Now just open the hands out, spear the fingertips into the ground. And then we'll just do about 5 on each side. You're going to rotate palm up and you'll reach out with the hands. So this is called a gorilla lift. So it's or gorilla squat. Reaching up and reach up as high as you can whilst keeping the shoulder down towards the back. And again, play with the breath nice and big, reaching out. Breathing in, out as you come back. I'm constantly trying to reestablish the feet around the anchor for the movement. And allow the hips to really stabilize and allow the shoulder and to mobilize. Just a couple more each side. Okay, the last one, just drop back into the hands, find the feet again, find the shin bone, pull the back along, and then just think about as you come up, pulling the chest, the head off the ground, and just pull all the way back up. Good. And just shake out a little bit. Good. And then just come back into a position where the toes are just gently pointing in. We're going to windmill, but we'll just do the first part of it. So just find the hips with the hand, and just think about shooting the hand down towards the foot, not quite reaching the foot. You're just off center line here, and then pull back up. So do a few on each side. Spear the hand down and back up. Really feel that the hip engages the body as you do it. So the hip, you're going to make the adjustment and then reach the hand down. And again, you don't want to compromise the spine in this case to do it. Allow the hips to release back, allow the knees to release. And just start to think about the torso just starting to open out. Back. Good. And again, keeping the breath nice and full. Do it. Good. Good. And then we're just going to hold one on each side. So just spear the hand into the ground. Find the other hand and just allow it to just point up into the opposite shoulder. And just play with opening up the torso. So again, stable with the feet. And then allow the hips to mobilize the torso. And just allow the elbow to point up towards the ceiling. So just roll in and out of it. Just a few. And then you're going to reach the hand up through the rotation, hold it, and just play with the head. In this case, you can look towards the base hand in the ground, or the top hand in the sky or the ceiling. Hold it for a couple of breaths. Okay, release it. Come back to center, pull it back up slowly, and then just take it to the side. Reach the hand down. Again, find the shoulder blade, find the shoulder here at the front with the thumb. And again, just play with opening up the torso whilst the legs are nice and grounded. And you're just going to engage the hip, draw the torso open in the chest. Just a few, just to prime the movement, and then you're going to open the hand up to the sky, ceiling. And again, just play with looking up, looking down. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And release it. Find the center with both hands, find the ground. Just here, you're just going to walk the hands out. So just one final pose here. Walk the hands out, pull hips back gently. Reach them up. Just think about here, pulling the toes gently off the ground so all the weight starts to go towards the heel. And then gently start to press the ball of the foot, the outside edge of the foot down. Start to shift the weight more into the center of the foot. Draw the arms back to the level with the chest. Find the shin bone. Bring the back into a length. Again, pull the chin up away from the ground. And then press into the feet. Pull the body up tall. Yeah. And bring the feet back together. Shake everything out a little bit. I was going to run through that set again, but we won't do that. We'll just do that set. So we'll just do one more, just as a release. Take a long lunge position. Just think about bringing the hands into a sphere of tension. The spine's straight now, so just think about lengthening it up. A little bit of bounce in the knee, in the knees. Think about 3 points of contact in the front foot and 2 in the back. Squeeze the hands together. And then in this case, you're just going to start to raise the hands directly above the head, just in front of the forehead in this case. So keep the feeling the shoulders rolling down to the back of the body. Think about the in-breath now creating space up, and the out-breath gently grounding the body down through the base of the spine. And then from here, mobilizing from the back foot, just take it into a nice gentle spiral. Again, creating length through the in-breath. And really breathing, anchoring the body down. Keep the fingertips pressing together, keep the chin back, top of the head up. Next out breath, release towards the center. Release the arms down and switch the feet. Again, just find a fairly long lunge position. Feel a little bit of flex in the knee. Lengthen through the spine, pull the shoulders to the back. Couple of deep breaths, really squeeze fingertips together. If you imagine someone trying to pull the hands apart, you just start trying to resist that pull, whilst trying to create space between the wrist joints. And then again, next in breath, just start to raise up, just float the spear above the head, just in front of the forehead. And create space up in the in-breath. Feel the body naturally grounding as you breathe out. Next in-breath, take it towards the spiral. Couple of deep breaths here. Next out breath, drawing back to center. Releasing the arms and just shake everything out. So anywhere where you've got tension, if it's the arms, if it's the hips, legs, just shake out as much as you can, release it. Just release the wrists out, just keep them nice and released. Think about relaxing the fingers as well. And draining now through the arms, slight inclination of the body. So let them open up across the body, a little bit of a shoulder tap. Just rolling the hips out. And both ways. Okay, and shake out the legs. Good. And then flatten the feet down, shake everything out again. One more time. And just gradually allow the body to settle, make the movement nice and tight. Feel an impulse from the core. Really relax it down into the ground. Feel the fingertips and the top of the head, especially. Okay. Very good. Okay, take a joke. We're going to look at the 13 jokata. Okay. Good. So we'll just go to the very first movement of the kata. In terms of doing it with the kata, you're obviously slightly coming off the line. So just experiment first with just going straight down the line and really mobilizing the body. So nice and straight down the line. Simplest movement you can make with the 𝘧𝗪𝘏. Right in. And do a lot of work with the foundation stuff, grounding, lengthening through the spine, just trying to maintain all that space through the structure, especially now as you come into the 𝗬𝗏 final position. Good. So, very nice. Great. Okay. And then just start to play with the 𝗬𝗏, which will come in the 13 jokata. So if you either imagine a crosshair on the mat or on the floor, or you've got one in the space, I've got a nice clear kind of checker position here. So think about gently drawing off to the left side and basically aligning back to the center with this tip of the jaw. So if you imagine the attack in this case will be a 𝗬𝗏 towards you. I'm just coming off the line, establishing a new line of attack. So just wedging off to the left. And again, just looking at the same feelings as with the basic 𝗧𝗪𝘏. All the body coming together, and especially now really grounding into the feet. And that's not only for stabilizing the 𝗬𝗏, being able to mobilize into the next step. Good. Yeah, nice. Great. We'll go to the next step, but don't go to the stride just yet. So just think about the raise of this now. So you're coming off to the left side, and then the key thing is think about mobilizing the whole body up to the top. Don't worry about this the trail there. Worry about the hip that goes in. So if you think about grounding here, just think about shifting the weight into this foot and really just mobilizing into it, and just trying to find the top of the head with that movement there. So not going to the full 𝘭𝘪𝘏𝑔𝑒 yet in terms of the strike. Just mobilizing the whole body. And in this case, you're going to the right side of the line. Going to the left side, and then off towards the right. Just think about that translation of the transference of the weight from the left foot to the right. From the 𝗬𝗏 position to the raise. Nice. Yes, good. Good, nice. Nice. And then take it to the full strike. So the main thing with this is think about your exiting to the right side, or you're changing the body onto the right side. Not really an advancing step. So in this case, the person's advancing in again with a ski. You're just coming off the line, basically, yeah. And then the strike's basically going to find them in this position. So you don't need to really advance with this one too much. You've got the ski here, and then you're just changing to the right side. And in the case of the kata, allow the strike to really finish fully into the ground and into the ground here. And just give yourself a couple of seconds at the last position now. A couple of seconds in the ski, and then a couple of seconds in the strike. Doing that basic kata form to start. Oh, Isidore, I can't hear you. I think you're talking, but I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Oh no. Okay.
There we go. You weren't asking questions before, so I was ignoring. Okay, go.
The distance with my hands about 2 feet. If it's too much, it feels like the shoulders are going in front.
Yeah.
If it's small, it's heavy.
Yeah, totally, yeah. You're basically, it's probably, it depends on the person, but you're generally as if you would use the bokken in that kind of shape. Now, because you're using the joints a little bit heavier and a bit longer, it sometimes feels a bit more natural to go wider with the grip. But I don't want to go, like you say, I don't want to go too wide, because then I actually can't make this strike. It just pulls everything out. So, and again, I don't want to go too narrow with them, because again, it's going to kind of pull everything out. So it's just finding that space in between where I feel like I can sit the strike into the structure basically. And as soon as I feel like that is kind of pulling me out, I just want to slightly, so just explore, like sometimes a little bit closer, sometimes a little bit further away. And then just try and find a kind of sweet spot in between where you feel. The best advice I can give for that is just think about, as you go into the strike, this hand establishes the grip, and then just allow this one to naturally just drop in. So if I kind of if I just allow the arm to just fall into the grip, then I have a bit more chance of it being a balanced grip. So allow the left hand to find it, and then just allow the right hand to just get into place. And in that case, I'm a little bit out in terms of so. Okay. So a lot of the 𝘭𝘪𝘐 is also like, I don't want to over control the weapon. Yeah, definitely listen to the right shoulder in this case. And then slow the grip, just adjust it a little bit wider, a little bit narrower each time. Yeah, so it's yeah, very good. Good. We'll just go to the third and fourth position. So just play just from the right side position. Now that kind of issue of kind of widening the grip comes in. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw back pressure from the right foot and then come into this position. Then you just want to again find that space just above the head. So just play with coming into that position 3, and the feeling's really like drawing the 𝘭 up. So it's from the right side, pressure into the right foot, and then just wedging back. We're going to the line work a little bit when we bring the movements together. Just think for now about kind of drawing the 𝘭 to the top. Yes. So that's good. And then think about the fourth movement as well. So you're really drawing the 𝘭 up. One focus is to find the block, and the second one is really to prepare you to be able to just press in straight down the line. This one. So you're drawing back. Feel that you're really underneath the weapon with this, and then into the ski. So again, you're really looking for the ground each time. So that first move, that block up, now has the function to block and to ground the body. And then you're releasing the ski out. Oh, Serena. That's nice. Good, nice. That's nice. Oh. Okay, we'll bring those 4 moves together now. So starting from the 𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗧, you go into the ski, into the 𝘭𝘪𝘨, into the block, and then into the ski. And then just slowly draw yourself back in. Serena, hello. Okay, we're doing the first 4 of the 13 𝘭𝘪𝑘ata. You probably guessed. So ski, 𝘭𝘪𝘨, block, ski on the left, 𝘭𝘪𝘨 on the right, into block, and into ski on the right side. Hold. Good, good. Ah. Okay, great. Just go to the left. You can see the belt right on the floor. I can't really see myself. So, in this case, just play with this line here. You're going to go really off to the left side here, and then you're going to go off to the right side. And then when you find this block in terms of line work, you're wedged off with the left foot, but the right foot's basically on the line. And then from here, the next ski is basically down, straight down the line. Okay, but don't make the mistake to basically come again off the right side in this case. So think about you're wedging down the center line on the attack and then straight back down this one. So on that ski, you're finishing here. So go to the left, off to the right, rolling back, wedging the line with that right foot, and then finishing the ski on the line. Give it a try. That's it. That's it. Okay, nice. So we'll play with the kata, not really in flow, but just in a slightly more of a fluid kind of movement. And we'll just play with those 4 moves now. So just find a rhythm to it, but keep the precision in the footwork now. So you're coming here, 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 here. And just kind of find your own rhythm with it. And it doesn't have to be fast, but you're just looking to now bring a little bit more of a rhythm into the movement. So there's a kind of natural, that's what, like a music of the kata. And you just want to kind of discover as you go into here, here. And that's going to change all the time depending on your energy, all these kind of different factors. And the main thing now is to kind of keep the precision. Yeah, that's it. H, O, H. O. Good. 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 Okay, we're going to the hasso part. So start this with the ski on the right side, so you get in the right position. So find the ski, and then just play with this, the sense that you can open the hip up at the front, open the foot up, and then just enter through it. Now, don't worry about the hasso, just let the jo kind of come with you. But just worry about the footwork now. So find the ski, open up, and then think about traveling in, rolling the body back, and just let the just kind of track with the body. Ski on the right side, and then roll over. Just bring the jo in. So the key issue now is how to mobilize the body, how to stay low with the center, and really calm with the movement. And obviously, secondarily is bring the jo in. That should happen naturally, hopefully. Good. Okay, now bring the jo more into that, more in line with the hasso movement. Don't worry about going to the full kind of movement with it, and especially if you've got a low ceiling, just think about in this kind of area. But what I want to do is just play with the fingertips in this position. So keeping the grip work nice and light, find the ski, enter in, and then just that position. So again, just playing with the sense of the weight hanging down into the ground. And again, especially give yourself a couple of seconds at the end of that movement. Just feel the jo's in the fingertips. Sorry.
Are you, when you're facing the other way, once you've completed the hasso, are you on the same line? So if you're doing it on your on that line that you were doing earlier, how does it look like?
I'll bring it back in. Yeah, not very strict. Okay, good. So I'm on that one, and then as I do this, I'm going to open the hip out. I'm going to open the hip out, and then I'm going to travel here. And then when I finish this, I'm pretty much on the line. With the belt. So I'm pretty much on the line in this case here. And then the next move, I'm going to be entering off the line as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So your hasso rotation is basically on the line. And the reason for that is you're engaging with the block, and you're using the jo later to wedge into a block, and then find the hasso position. That's probably a bit tricky with two people in the room, but give it a try. That's it. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so your right side, 𝘰𝗪𝘏. Very nice. Nice. Good. So if you've got the ceiling height now, go into the full hasso, so find that position, roll in, come to the top, and then really find this top position here. So you're opening up the right hand, and you're just in a setup for the next move. So if you can't, just go to the slightly shortened form where you're just in this position. Just find that half position. So if you have to modify it, if you can find it, let the jaw come right up to the top. And again, just give yourself a few seconds, 3 or 4 seconds here, just to check that position. You should feel balanced, you should feel able to mobilize. You got the height to go in between. Don't go, that's it. Okay, nice. Oh, ceilings are a problem. Oh. Nice. Yeah, and as you do this, obviously, like twiddling the stick around. So it's very easy in a sense to do something like I go here and then I do like something like this, and there's no real kind of purpose to the movement. So think about as you do this, there's a real impulse down into the ground, and then there's really a sense of, oh, this is a functional block. Okay, so as you do this, think about as you go into this movement, there's a ski coming into the body, and the sense that you really drop into it. So the feeling here, the important thing is to drop the weight as you do the hasso protection. And then the last part of it is continuation to prepare for the next part. Just a couple more, just think about weight draining down and a really functional block. Good, and then bring the strike into it. So you've got the ski, you've got the hasso, and then from here you're striking with the right foot, just coming off the line here. And a strike would be for the head in terms of the kata, it's just coming down to the center line. So right side ski, stepping through into the hasso, and then into the strike on the right side. No, it's that nice. Good, so we'll bring the set together now. So starting from the beginning, you've got 1 ski, you've got 2 𝘭𝘪𝘏, 3 is into a block hide, 4 is the ski, 5 is the hasso rotation, and then 6 is the strike. Yes, there's a small set, so it's a halfway point to the kata. Sam. She. Roll. And again, play a little bit with it. If you're comfortable with the form, if you know it really well, think about just adding a little bit more flexibility to it. Start to kind of feel the impulses through one movement to the next. Again, you're looking for the kind of music in the form. There's a hidden music in it. Shh. 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 H. O. A. So. Very nice. Good. Oh. Very nice. Very good. Good. We're going to go to the second half of it. So we start now where we finished, right foot forward. Think about just engaging into this cut a little bit. And then you're going to rotate to the back, left side, and you're going to find a block to the side of the body. And then from here, skiing in. So we'll just do those movements. Each time just pulling yourself back, right side. You've just finished the strike. You're going to rotate to the left side, open the grip out, and then the block is a spiraling movement coming to the side of the body. And then you're going to release into a ski. And then just drop back, a little bit shorter, drop into the cut, mobilize the body to the left, block to the side, and then thrust in on the right side. Just that part. So this is 7 and 8. Kata. So you're starting as if you finished 6. Rotating to the left, block, and then thrust right. Good. So. Okay. Okay.
The backhand in the block is not very far back, right? So we have to maintain the grip and the hand, right? So it shouldn't be here. It should be somewhere comfortable, like here.
Actually, you want to be in. You actually want to be in a position. There's two purposes of that movement. One is obviously to block. So what I want to do in that case is actually triangulate the jaw, the edge of the weapon, and I want to be in a really strong position. Now, if I go too close to the body with this, I do this, and then this really can't really block with it. So what I want to do is actually, in this case, I'm either covering a ski towards like the circle on my body, or I'm actually protecting against the 𝘥𝘢𝘦𝘦 coming to the side of the head. This movement, it should be able to actually protect against both sides. It should basically cover the center line here, and then as it goes, it should also cover the side of the head. So it should be protecting the body this way. And again, if I go like too tight to the body, both of those movements are, as a block, not super functional. I might have a chance at blocking the ski, but in terms of actually blocking a 𝘥𝘢𝘦𝘦 to the side of the head, actually very limited in this case. So the second part of that is also I want to be in a position where I can blend, and then I'm already prepared for the ski in the case of the backhand. So then I can just release it through and go straight into it. And if I'm in something like this position, I've got to then kind of release it back again and kind of go there to make a full ski. You could go there and press in, but yeah, if I had a spear, it would be kind of useful. But in terms of a blunt stick, I want to kind of use that ability to really thrust, feed the joke through the hands, basically. But yeah, just play with it. It should feel functional. The best way to try this, just get someone attack you with a ski behind and a 𝘭𝘠𝘓𝘢 behind, and then just play different positions. Do it slow enough that you can get feedback on.
Or I'm sweeping in a way.
Yeah, you're basically, yeah, you're sweeping and you're also kind of spiraling it. So that the feeling's like this, kind of catching and spiraling it. So I want to kind of catch the movement and just kind of blend with it, rather than the sense that I'm kind of pressing out with it. I want to kind of, it's a kind of gathering motion into the body. And again, gathering in the sense that I'm going to kind of block it, feed off it, and then go into the ski. So ideally later, this is just one motion. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Good. Okay, we'll take this a little bit further. So again, starting from that right side, rotating over to the left block, ski in, and then you're going to draw the jaw all the way back into that get down position. A little bit of a change in terms of the get down movement now. Rather than coming low with it, you're going to come up high and you're going to make a block with the body. The function again in this case is to block a thrust coming towards the body. So if you imagine the thrust coming to the body, you're pressing the jaw out to cover it, and then the body's going to step behind it, step behind the weapon here. So just play with that, going from the right side, engage into the cut. Rotate to the back, thrust in, pull back, and then roll in to a block, and then step behind the jaw. So first step number 10 moves a bit artificial in terms of footwork. Yeah, over the back. Ooh, a little bit of time. Yeah, tricky. Okay, we don't have a lot of time. We're not going to complete the kata. We maybe finish on Wednesday. Just focus on this because it's such a great movement to focus on in terms of connection, balance, impulse to the ground, spiraling movements through the body. It's a great one. So we'll just stick with it for the last few minutes. Find your get down position on the right foot and just play just the ability to keep the hip free and just the feeling to just pass through the foot. Okay, so just the first one. Don't worry about the jaw. Just think about being here and just think about entering into the foot. So you're basically just stepping through. Okay. So the root of this is just being able to freely let the center basically hang over the front foot and then just transfer the weight. So again, just nice and balanced. Your jaws on the left side. You're going to spiral the body into that front foot, and then you're just going to step through. It's a really great one in terms of body movement, being really conscious about weight passing through the feet, and later really about how to transfer weight through the jaw. But the main feeling is this feeling that the center can actually pass over the foot, and the hip needs to be free to really allow that motion to happen. And then you can step through with it. Yeah, good. And then just play with bringing the jaw into it. So you've got the jaw at the left side of the body. You're going to draw it over as the center passes over to that foot. The top end of the jaw starts to come up. So jaw's in the back of the grip, and then you just roll in and really think about this opening out, and then you're just going to follow down. Now I want to feel that the weight's really in that foot, and then I'm able to again allow the weight to just sink into it. So great in terms of balance again. And just the key with this is just start to feel that the back foot can peel out of the ground, and that you can again mobilize the tip of the weapon. So the skill in this case is how to basically travel straight down the line with weight and wedge the jaw in between you and the attack. That's it. Okay, and then play with the ski off of this. So think about coming through. You find the block, you step through, and then the top end of the weapon stays active, and you find the thrust. And then just pull back with it. So the last week, you can do this nice and slow. You can do this in steps. You can kind of come through one, step through, fix, and then thrust. The other way, if you're feeling really connected, nice and free, just think about it starts to come together. But again, the key issue is weight and being able to spiral the connection into the foot as you go into it. Just play with it. If you feel you want to go into a nice step by step, just follow that. Weight stays low. Good. Very good. Yeah. Good. Good. And especially because a lot of that cat is really lopsided, kind of very asymmetrical. Just find a nice balanced position with the feet, last 30 seconds or so, and just really release the grip. Just let the fingers take the joe. And just think about evening out the shoulders first, make them wide, let them drop into the body, and then just give yourself a little bit of a press up and down with the shoulder. Think about being really even, so think about raising the shoulders, dropping them down. And then just take a little bit to the elbows, let the shoulders come up, let the elbows follow. And again, just look about being even, drawing the jaw up with the hands. Let the breath calm down. And then just think a little about the lower body. Think about the hips slightly drawn up, and think about just gently pulling the knees back, lengthening through the top of the foot, and then just think about releasing down with the knee. And again, look for an even movement. So notice kind of an unevenness in the body. And try and look for both sides just to start to really work together. And then just start to open the body up a little bit more. So take the hands out, push the hips up a little bit, and then just let them drain down. And nothing strenuous on the spine. Reach up, open up the arms up the head, drop them down. And again, look for a real evenness in terms of the movement. And try and just get a sense of the jaw, moving through the space, keeping it horizontal as much as possible. And lastly, just do nice and slow, nice big breaths as you do it, really calming breath. And last one. And then just go back to a little subtle shake through the body. Very good. Great. We will bow out right there. Great. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Domo arigato gozaimasu. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Never get through the 13 in one lesson.